YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy Titty, and I'm back again with another video from Fantasy Good Sports, guys. And today's video is going to be on 5 players that makes me nervous in your 2024 fantasy drafts. So I'm not telling you not to draft these guys. I'm not telling you that these guys are going to suck. These guys could be really great players for you, but they make me nervous. So I'm going to try to fade them at certain ADPs. Now, any player is great for at certain ADPs. I don't care who they are or how bad they play. At a certain ADP, they're a good pickup. But at the optimal ADP, where they going at their earliest, I'm probably going to fade these players. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting-edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting-edge content. So let's begin. The first player that I'm fading at his optimal ADP, that don't mean I'm fading him the whole draft or I think he's going to suck. He just makes me nervous at his optimal ADP, is Cooper Kupp. Yes, guys, Cooper Kupp. Now, listen, I believe that Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua, and Kyle Williams is a nice stack to have in fantasy football. If you can have all 4 of those guys, I would do it. You might say, that's too many players. I don't believe that. A lot of players or a lot of people who play fantasy football, experts, say that you shouldn't have no more than maybe 2 to 3 players on one team. I disagree. If this offense is elite and it's going to be top 5, I want the top guys who's getting all the opportunities. So, going on to Cooper Kupp, I believe his role is going to fade to just the end zone touchdown guy. So could Cooper Kupp have 10 receiving touchdowns? Yes. But could he only catch 105, 110 balls? Yes. Could he be outside the top 12 as a wide receiver? Yes. So I'm not drafting Cooper Kupp like people have drafted him the last 2 years, right? In 2022 and 2023. I'm mostly drafting him if I could get him in the 3rd round, 2nd round. Right, I don't want to draft Cooper Kupp in the 1st round anymore. Probably not even the 2nd round. It's too many young guys that's coming up that I would take over Cooper Kupp. So, like I'm saying, guys, hopefully you have context to what I'm saying. I'm not saying Cooper Kupp sucks, but don't draft him at his earliest ADP, which is probably going to be like a late 1st round pick. And who knows, it could change. But right now, I'm kind of fading Cooper Kupp. All right, let's move on to my number 2 fade at his optimal ADP, which is average draft position, and it's CMC. Yes, guys, CMC. Now listen, I didn't draft CMC in no leagues last year, and I won. I went to 5 championships and won 4 of them out of 17 leagues, and I'm talking about best ball, redraft, any type of league that you can think of. I was in it out of 17 of those type of leagues, right? So I still think that was a great ratio to go to 5 championships out of 17, knowing that I did Dynasty, and I also play against guys that follow my content that take Tyreek Hill and take Amon-Ra St. Brown, because those are the guys that I was targeting last year in every single round. But either way, CMC, guys, I'm not taking him as the number 1 overall pick. I think there's too much pressure on my team. Now, could CMC go out there and have the same year that he had this in 2024? He could happen. I'm okay with that. I don't think I need a guy to do that to win my championship. As long as I have other guys that play good or move up and play outside of their ADP. So I believe CMC is getting older as a running back, and I don't want to put all that pressure on my team for a running back to go and be a top 5 guy multiple years back to back, which has never really happened. Most of the time, guys get hurt and they don't be the number 1 player or a top 5 player back to back, right? It doesn't really happen that much. So that's why I'm fading CMC. I'm not telling you to do it. You can draft CMC. It's not always a skinny cat. Me, I'm not doing it. All right, moving on to my number 3 guy. This is another running back, and it's from the Miami Dolphins, and it's Raheem Mostert. Yes, guys, Raheem Mostert. Now, listen, I have Raheem Mostert in 2 or 3 leagues that I won championships in. I got him late. I got him like in the 9th round, 8th round. Great ADP value. If I can get him in the 8th and 9th round again, I'm gonna take him again. But I'm not taking this guy in no 3rd round or no 4th round. I'm not doing it. Why? Because he's older. He has a degenerate knee. Now, he got by with it this year, and he missed a couple games, which is okay. Most running backs do. But I don't want to take this guy and depend on him to be a top 12 running back like he did this year with all those rushing touchdowns. Usually, touchdowns are volatile from year to year. They don't really, you can't really take that stat and say, okay, well, he's going to have another 15 rushing touchdowns just like he did last year. It don't usually happen that way. So, I'm fading Raheem Mostert in the first 3 to 4 rounds. If I can get him in the 7th, 8th round, I'll take him. All right, guys, I got 2 more guys for you. My number 4 guy that I'm fading at his optimal ADP is going to be Travis Kelce. Yes, guys, Travis Kelce. Now, I'm fading him, not just fading him as a first-round pick, which a lot of people picked him in a first round last year, but I'm fading him as a second-round pick. And the reason, guys, in any sport, you get to an age into a situation with experience where the regular season doesn't really mean a lot to you. Rarely do we see guys all like Michael Jordan that want to win 70 games every single year and win every single thing before you get to the playoffs. Usually, and even you see this in fighting sports, you take less fights and you just fight big fights. And I believe right now Travis Kelce just want to win Super Bowls. He don't care about fantasy stats anymore. He don't care about how many catches he get in the regular season anymore. He just want to ball out in the playoffs and win Super Bowls. So I don't think this guy's going to be an optimal play for you in week 4 in cold weather in an away game. They might take him out and only get 3 catches and they win the game through running through a running back or another guy that they draft, right? Maybe Rashee Rice goes up and gets those opportunities than Travis Kelce do this year. So I'm fading Travis Kelce, not because he's a bad player, but because he's getting older. And I would rather draft a younger guy who's going to get targets all season long because they have something to prove. So I'm fading Travis Kelce at his optimal ADP. All right, guys. Last but not least, this guy is a quarterback. And he plays for the San Francisco 49ers. It's Brock Purdy. Yes, guys, Brock Purdy. Now listen, Brock Purdy is a top 12 quarterback to me, borderline in the NFL. This is not even fantasy. I'm talking about just a good quarterback in the NFL. He's top 12. He could maybe be 13 or 14, but I would say he's top 12. San Francisco, if a quarterback fall to them that they believe that is, a good player, they gonna draft him. And if he end up being an elite guy, because I'm not saying they're gonna draft a quarterback in the first round. I don't even know if they got a first round pick next year or this coming up year. But if the guy falls to them, then he would do what Brock Purdy did to Trey Lance. Brock Purdy doesn't have the athletic ability to make them say, well, this is our future guy. Have you noticed they haven't said that they're gonna, this is our guy for the future for 5 to 10 years? They haven't said that because he's not. Then if he end up being that's because he beat out everybody that came up against him. He's going to have to fight for his job every year. Even when it comes time for him to get a deal, they're not going to give him no 5-year, 6-year, $200 million deal. They're going to give Brock Purdy probably a $45 million 2-year deal, like for $45 million for 2 years, right? So maybe he get $80 million guaranteed for 2 years, and then the rest of the years can be forwarded. That's the type of quarterback that Brock Purdy is. So I want people to, not just in Dynasty, to know that Brock Purdy's job could be taken at any time. You might say, well, you might disagree. Well, that's fine. You can disagree, whatever. I could be wrong myself. I'm not saying I'm right, but I don't believe that Brock Purdy is that type of talent where he's suited in and booted in for his position. So I just want people to be aware of that. Somebody could come in, they could pick a guy up in free agent. I'm not saying they're going to bench Brock Purdy, but he could get benched in the middle of the season if he come out and start having multiple games of multiple interceptions and throwing the ball like he did in a couple of these games. Like Detroit, he didn't look that great. He didn't look that great against Baltimore. It's been some last 3 or 4 games Brock Purdy hasn't looked like he did early in the season. So I believe they will have their eyes open, just like in a relationship. If things are not working out, a woman or a man can have their nose wide open looking for the next best thing. And I believe that's what San Francisco is doing. So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Fantasy Good Sports. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting-edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting-edge content. Guys, y'all be safe. Peace.